Hey, Sno-King County, if you're a seller, have you thought to yourself, should I do a pre-inspection myself? What are the pros and cons? Well, stay tuned and we'll talk about that next. Hey guys, Lisa Bender here with the Lisa Bender team, and today I want to talk a little bit about pre-inspections, pros and cons. Let's start with the pros, because I actually think the pros are pretty big. And my recommendation is, I'll cut to the chase, you should do a pre-inspection. Okay, so now let's find out why I think that. Number one, you can address the concerns ahead of going on the market. So you have the option to pick out the contractor that you want to pick out. There's no like looming deadline. You actually have the chance to do some shopping around and to figure out who you might want to pick to do the work. Sometimes the work can be done by a homeowner, but once an inspector is in the house and he spots something, his recommendation is always going to be to find a contractor or licensed professional to do work that as a homeowner you probably would have done. So I'm not saying that you take it upon yourself to fix electrical or to fix plumbing. I'm not saying to do that. But what I am saying is, like, let's say it turns out there's a small leak under your toilet and you know how to change a wax ring. The inspector would say a licensed plumber should make that fix. You, having your knowledge, can do that yourself ahead of time. You can address all these issues and get this done so that when you go on the market, you already know the condition of the house. There's no mystery. You don't have to wring your hands for the 5 or 10 days that it takes for the buyer to conduct their inspection. You already know what to expect. So that to me is really the biggest pro for doing a pre-inspection in a really busy market where there's not much inventory and perhaps there's going to be multiple offers depending on the pricing. Having a pre-inspection available for interested buyers that was completed by a good inspector who's got a great reputation and is known for being honest, that may encourage a buyer to review that, accept the results of the inspection, and then waive inspection in order to win. Now, we don't want to deny the ability for buyers to have a home inspected. Never do that. It's up to the buyers to decide if they're comfortable with an inspection or not. So do not ever make it seem as if they are not allowed to do something. They absolutely are. You are just providing them with something that in a really swift market, at least if they want to waive inspection, they are not doing so blindly. So one of the cons of doing a pre-inspection is that if there are issues discovered, now you need to either refute them. Somehow maybe the inspector didn't understand how something worked, so now you need to explain that that's not the case, this is fine, this works, he needed to turn on this button to make that button work, or whatever it is. So it's refute, repair it, or disclose it. So that is what some sellers feel really concerned about, is having to disclose issues that they don't want to repair. Here's the thing, you guys. Nobody has ever been sued for disclosing too much. And if the buyer conducts their own inspection, they're likely going to find the same issues that your pre-inspection found. So it's nothing surprising for the buyer, and in fact, you're giving them all the information that they need so that when they make the offer, they can construct it and know what they're looking at. And even if they have it re-inspected, let's say their inspector comes up with something that you didn't know about or weren't told about on the pre-inspection, you're able to say that's interesting because, our pre-inspection did not come up with this issue. And now you can have a conversation with the buyer, and you're not blindly fighting them. You actually have information. So I am actually very pro doing a pre-inspection, and of course I've got a list of inspectors that my clients have used and that they liked. And of course you can Google or go on Facebook and try to find an inspector. So if you need old-fashioned service using today's tech, please give the Lisa Bender team a call. My personal cell is 425-366-9353. And until I have a chance to talk to you, take good care. Bye-bye.